I think we're good. Yeah, I think we're good.
Think?
I think we're good. I actually forgot why we talked to. Oh yeah, never mind. I do remember why we started talking about red flags.
Did we?
Yeah,
When?
it's like last. It was probably like Monday or Tuesday. You had an interaction with some person of interest, not like romantic interest in particular, but there was some like interest in this other person, and uh, they were supposed to hang out in a social
Oh
environment, and
yeah.
they
Yep.
yeah. I forgot that was the whole reason for this red flags one, or red flags topic.
For sure. Jacob knows too. Oh,
Yeah,
I'm sure he does.
I'm just gonna keep it at that though, because I didn't know how much you wanted to
Keep it a
share.
stack and a half. No, that's fine. We can just jump in if you're
Okay.
down. Do your intro.
No, I didn't have much to say. It's like it's the 20-second podcast. We're having a fun time. Every time that I get on here and I have someone like one of you guys here instead, which I mean so far it's just been you, but whenever like so I imagine if anyone else was up here it'd be like a lot less stressful on me for generating like the dialogue behind uh, the content creation.
Well, like the whole point of this podcast was to have it a bit more conversational, and when you're by yourself,
It's a
maybe
sad
sometimes
time
it
when
gets
I'm
to
up
your
here.
head.
Yeah, it's like, do I sound like a dumbass? The answer is yes,
The
but
answer is
at
always
least I
yes.
could be a dumbass with like other people too.
Oh
Maybe it
yeah.
won't be less, yeah, maybe it won't come off as more of a dumbass thing, but being up in your head all the time for like 60 minutes, it's not, you can go places that nobody else can track. And that's just like, if you have someone else here, people can at least keep you in the zone instead of
True.
going off to La La Land. So I always appreciate when you guys are up here. I might get a couple other people in here though. Well, not like a
As
couple other people, but I might get someone else up here eventually.
like today or just
No, no, no,
in
not
a future
today. Like
episode?
in the future.
Okay.
So
Has Jared or Andy been in one yet?
no, they
No,
haven't. They
right?
haven't said anything.
What the
Um,
fuck?
well, I know. I think Jared's been listening in. Like, I think that's one thing that he's. Uh, I think that's one thing that he's been doing, like outside of like the podcast time. Well, I mean, obviously, I don't think he's up yet, but I think he's been. I think he's been listening to them elsewhere. I don't know if it's YouTube or if it's somewhere else, but I mean,
Oh,
YouTube like statistics have been dropping ever since we spread out to the other platforms, which I don't mind because
maybe
I mean
Apple
it's like
Podcasts or something.
yeah,
Yeah.
it's like 10. I don't know. There's like 10 other platforms where it's being hosted on, and YouTube's just one of them. So, and YouTube, like, there's no reason for it to be on YouTube at really, other than it was just like the easiest hosting solution at the time.
Right.
Plus, I don't know how to. I don't think OBS does like audio specific. I think it's like video recording software. And that was what I was like used to anyways. But anyways, red flags. What are they? I mean, in the outline I have like whenever I hear that question or when I hear that question, I think it obviously depends on what red flags are you referring to, because there's different relationships where red flags are different,
Right.
and really it's all perception or like subjectivity of how you want to perceive like the relationship to begin with whatever person, whoever person.
Yeah.
For me that was my answer, but I don't know if you.
The word that comes to mind immediately, or the words that come to mind immediately after hearing red flags, is like deal breakers almost, and that deal may be either pursuing or maintaining a relationship. with a friend or romantic, whatever.
What are some describe a deal breaker for a friend?
For a friend, um, zero effort in attempting to uh, reciprocate, like some sort of hangout, some sort of, I guess, not willing to give you any of their time is a deal breaker for sure. Because
Interesting.
then it just feels one-sided, right? And no one wants that. That's not even friendship, because or even a relationship. That's just almost almost yearning at that point.
I
So
okay. I'll describe myself for a sec, and then because I think this is relating. Well, it's not actually relating to that, but I think the way people could perceive my actions could be a red flag in the way that you described. So, in
oh, I
terms
didn't
of
mean you, but okay.
oh well, no, I was just trying to get clarification on what you meant. So with like a
Gotcha.
lot of my past acquaintances, like I don't know, even yesterday I saw Peter Lawson. Was it yesterday or was it 2 days ago? I think it was
He's
Friday.
in town. Yeah.
Yeah, I saw Peter 2 days ago at Winville Hair Masters. I didn't say anything to him because everyone's masked up. I mean, he looks a lot like Peter, and the odds that it's Peter is
Why didn't
pretty
you say
high.
anything?
And I'm getting like my hair did like at the like right in front of him, and then he's like sitting two spots away from me, so I wasn't willing to say hi. But it's like we were past acquaintances, we were past friends. If I ever wanted to say like hi to him at any point in time, like I didn't have an unwillingness to say hi. It was just like the he was busy doing his thing, I was busy doing my thing. You know, is what it is. Even though we don't, it's not like as past friends he was owed the greeting, you know.
Okay.
In the same way that I feel like I'm not owed a greeting from him, even though we like cross paths, because the environment was like we were doing our own thing at the place we were at, and it was just a coincidence that we were there. Is that the same thing as like dismissing? Okay, is that the same thing as just like completely ghosting the other person to the level that you want to be friends at versus the level that they want to be friends at?
I don't think so,
I think it's like investment
because
into friendship is what I'm getting to. Does that need a match?
I would say most of the time it needs to. Only because if there's a significant imbalance, after a while, the person that's putting in more effort either is resilient enough to do that, which most of the time it isn't, or they just start to deteriorate in their efforts. And coming from someone who I would say does the majority of the reaching out, I have let friends fall by the wayside because they have not bothered to reach out as much to me. So, but I don't have a problem doing that because, like I said, I value people that are also interested in me, not just me interested in spending time with them. So,
How do you learn through these red flags? How do you know what your red flags are?
like your own.
Well, that's a completely separate question, but I actually want to ask that too. How do you identify the red flags for other people, and how do you know what your own red flags are?
I think red flags reflect your own set of values also. They're not just what you prefer in another person. A lot of times they are in and of themselves what you exude. So like um I feel like I am a good communicator, so I will often project that onto other people. I would expect people to have not like the best communication skills, but a median amount to a good amount of them. Um people that are also like I respond to texts pretty well and with what's the word? Uh, I respond to texts very timely, so I don't expect the ultimate like timeliness from my friends, but also if you haven't responded to my text in like a few days to like a week, then like I'm gonna forget about it, dude. I'm gonna have no interest in rekindling that conversation. So to an extent, it is a projection of your own values.
Oof. I'm pretty sure I'm like one of the worst texters out there.
You're not that bad. Nope, trust me, you're not that bad.
Okay. I feel like if it's directed at me, I respond a lot differently than if it's like a group chat, you know? It's like if you open up the question to a group, I'm the last person to respond.
Ah,
Whereas if it's like directly at me, then I know like that's my cue to respond back. So
gotcha. Yeah, for sure.
I think I just generally respond better to one-on-ones or like direct questioning than to like indirect. That's why I like never take surveys. It's like, what do you think about this? It's like I don't, but it's the you is generalized to a certain population. It's like I don't. This isn't meant for me. This is meant for
Mm-hmm.
everyone else. Even though I'm pretty
Even though you're part
everyone
of
in
that
that.
group.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, okay. So red flags and identity. So the way that people perceive red flags is based on what they don't like about you or what they think is undesirable. How do you
Yeah, for
know
sure.
when to get involved with someone that you know has a red flag and when you know that you shouldn't get involved with them? Like are there cases where you would still want to engage with someone even though you know they're red flags?
I think this is somewhere.
For a
This
friend.
relates to the question you have on the docket, which is distancing yourself versus dropping people straight up over red flags. And I could totally see something like this happening um, in like a friendship, especially. Uh, it's it's weird and it's very nuanced sometimes because it can be small things that determine the difference between having a close friend or a casual friend, and that comes with experience. But also, I think to an extent, like I'm trying to compare myself. It's hard to be close friends with someone who is almost entirely different from you, in my opinion. That's just personally totally subjective. If you have little to nothing in common in terms of values, then that's cause for distance rather than dropping people. Dropping people can be something over like uh, like they wronged you in some way, and perhaps there was a red flag to indicate that, but that's always hazy and few and far between. Uh, sometimes you see it coming, sometimes you don't. So I would say that's always just situational, but there are some things that I could talk about personally. I don't know if you want to
I don't mind.
expand
I
on
mean
that.
you can like share whatever you want. In terms of like my own, I've had times where I foresee something coming. I mean, obviously, I think the way that it goes normally is you at the very like start of your experiences with red flags, you drop people over them like right away because you don't know how to distance yourself, and then you get an understanding of the I guess the dance that's going on between you and this other person, and if they're starting to use specific moves, then you have a better understanding of how to deal with that. And I think distancing yourself can prevent the backstabbing level of dropping people over the red flag. Um, so I think there's like you develop individually because of how you interact with these people and well all these characters. So and eventually to a point where you don't have to deal with people who you get like vibes that they have red flags for or red flags with. So I think your screening process just overall gets better, hopefully, as you continue on. So that you don't have to like get yourself in these situations again. But there are
Interesting.
future challenges too. Like say you develop this relationship and everyone's growing anyways. So, red flags are bound to evolve throughout the person as they grow. Or no matter which relationship status you are with this other person.
I would actually. I agree completely with the screening process. I think that's something that comes with time and experience. I'm actually on the opposite side of how I developed learning about red flags. You said you started dropping people off the bat. I actually
Well,
let
I guess
people
it's not
hang
like
over a bit more longer,
yeah,
and then
yeah,
I
yeah.
begin to drop more.
Okay. Yeah. I think the only reason I say that is because you don't know how to manage it at the start. So the only option that you have is to drop it completely because you have no better solution. I
I can
think.
see that. I can, yeah.
That
I
that's
I know what
what
you mean
that's
there.
what I was
Gotcha.
referring to because I think that's accurate for myself. Like you don't know how to distance yourself or you don't know that distancing yourself is a solution until because you never knew that it was a problem. And that was
Right.
like a method to dissolve the situation between you and this other person. Whereas I feel like most people just they're in this relationship, they don't identify the red flag, and the instant it becomes like a backstabbing situation is when you drop them because it got to that point and you had no idea that it was happening the whole time. So
Right.
distancing yourself was never like in question.
Gotcha. Okay. Yeah. Hard agree. It really is very situational though. I don't know. Did you want to talk about your specific red flags?
I actually don't. Well, okay, I could talk about like my own red flags. I drop people very easily. I'm pretty intolerant
Oh, like about
nowadays.
you.
Oh yeah, like about
I
me.
thought you meant I meant red flags to you, but yeah, we can talk about this
Red
too.
flags to me. I think my screening process overall for friends is pretty fast. Like, if I don't think you have the capacity for like some decent intellectual depth, then I don't I'm kind of brushing you off. Every person that I'm meeting on like okay, I'm still using Kippo because you know friends sometimes like you never know when brilliance is going to pop up the same way that I met like some people on there. So
Sure.
like I just continue going on there specifically for friends. I mean, there's no reason for me to be dating on there. Like people are fucking across the nation and I can swipe on them. So and what am I gonna do? Like do some long distance shit without ever meeting in person? I mean, people
Mm,
do that, but that's not for me. It's not meaningful. Um,
it's human connection.
but no, it's like there's a lot of people on there who just give me the vibe that they're not like they don't have the depth of intelligence that I'd like someone else to have. Someone who could understand me at the level that I feel like I want to be understood at. And I think the people around me already do a really good job of doing that. So I think I've found the right group currently. So my expansion when it comes to Kippo is more like gaming friends like I guess extending the network who also in addition to the intellectual depth also has like a gaming passion. So just playing just like more companionship while I'm in my off hours.
Okay. The one thing I like that you said the people that understand you. I was gonna say, how do you measure uh, intelligence to you, and how does that translate to what you value in a conversation
Right,
versus someone you could drop? You know.
right. There was a situation today actually where I was looking at the scenario between a woman and a guy like on Instagram, and it was a conversation where like the guy sent over a message saying something along the lines of, or actually, you know what? I'll pull up this specific example since
I
I
pull
do
it up.
have it saved.
Ooh, social media review. Let's get it.
This guy says, "Life's good." Okay, the guy to the girl, "Life's good. What about you?" Heart. And then the follow up message after that is, "You are good at everything, but the only drawback is that you are too conspicuous and easy to attract others' attention."
Conspicuous, you mean?
Yeah, oh my god. Sorry. You know, like I had one of those moments when it came to, what was it? Mortgage? I said like mortgage
Oh
in the
no.
moment. I was like, oh fuck.
He's having a
Yeah,
stroke.
he's having a stroke, dude. Yeah, I hate those, man. Ugh, yeah. Sometimes I just
Jake,
read
it's
a
okay.
word.
Jacob's in the audience. He has that shit. He
Yeah.
does that
Sometimes
shit
I just
all
read
the
a
time.
word in there and I'm just like, oh shit. Can I take let's
Conspicuous.
replay that. Bring it back. Fuck. Anyways.
Rewind.
Yeah. But no, it's hard to tell whether or not that person was genuinely meaning what he said to the woman.
That's also a weird thing to send.
Generally, right? And so when you have that information to gauge about someone else and how they communicate, what do you take from that? Is he like smarter than he actually is, trying to appear smarter than he actually is? Is that like a genuine message, heartfelt message, or is this a method to getting some alternate desire that he has? It's like I don't
The
know.
message was, "Life's good. What about you, heart?" Right?
Yeah, there's that, and then the
Question mark
next
heart.
one was, I'm gonna butcher. I'm even gonna say it wrong too. Conspicuous. Say it again for me so I don't fuck it up. It's conspicuous. Oh my god. It's
Conspicuous, right?
conspicuous. Oh my god. You are
Is
good
it
at
conspicuous or
everything.
is it a different word? Conspicuous?
Conspicuous. You are good at everything. This is what he said, like as a follow-up message. You are good at everything, but the only drawback is that you are too conspicuous and easy to attract others' attention. Who says that?
I don't even think being conspicuous is a drawback. I think, or a red flag in particular. I think some people like, because conspicuous means you stand out, right? Or you attract, yeah, like you said, you attract a lot of attention. But wanting attention isn't necessarily a red flag.
I don't think it
Yeah.
is. But I was talking about the guy in particular. When you're given that information about someone from the woman's perspective, those are the two messages that he sent over, right?
Oh, he sent both.
He sent both.
I thought she sent the second one back.
Yeah.
Okay.
They didn't say anything. Or like she didn't say
She
anything to
didn't say
him.
anything. He just followed up.
He followed up his first
He followed up a
message.
question with that statement?
Yeah.
That's weird.
Yeah, it's like how do you understand what that person is trying to say? Like is that coming from a point of he's trying to look more intelligent by having some like general profound observations about about someone else's existence, or
He
to
sounds like he's insinuating something negative. That's why. If you send both those things.
right, or do you take that as a joke? Like that's for me, I feel like our friend group is really good about understanding um, mocking versus like discrimination or like hate, because a lot of people would understand the things that we say as hate, but really we're just mocking other people.
Our Discord chat is layered in a thick haze of sarcasm. It's
Yeah,
not even
right.
funny.
But not everyone speaks that way, and like finding other people who can speak that level of like dumbassery is just hard, you know.
It really is. Short story. When Jared came up with me to Wenatchee, my sister brought her friends, and me and Jared would make comments, and they would always like look at us like we're weird. And I'm like, this is all sarcasm. It's not how we actually feel. We're just like genuinely just shitting on each other for the fun of it,
Yeah.
because that's our language, right? So yeah, it's hard, and it's so context based too.
The best example I can come up with is loving cousins.
Oh, okay,
Statement, I love my cousin. I mean, none
that's
of
a
us.
little weird, champ.
I mean, none of us
I
actually
don't know.
mean it, but
No
we're making
Malachi.
fun of people who love their cousins in that way.
Oh
So
God.
it's all like a mockery of the different roles that we or different like kinds of characters we come up with. So, you know, but that's like how we do it. So like understanding like the way that I try and screen for people who can't speak that language, I just try and gauge. I like say something sarcastic to them, like over Kippo. So as like a
Something a little outlandish, you know?
yeah, like something really stupid. Like some
Okay.
person had a what was it? A stormtrooper cosplay in one of their
Okay.
pictures, and I was like, yeah, that reminds me of the hentai that I watch, but they have the helmets on. And, you know, they did their part. They laughed. I think they actually genuinely found it funny, but
That's so
but you
good,
know,
though.
it's like
That's so good.
you know, I don't actually watch hentai first of all, and the second of all, it's like, you know, who would do it without with the helmets on? It's like stormtrooper on stormtrooper. It's a great category.
That'd be a
Nobody looked
green
that up.
flag to me if I commented that and someone like bit the joke and was like, "Hey, let me lean into it even further."
Uh,
That's a green flag.
yeah,
At least,
that's a
well,
green
like I
flag.
said, with like yeah, with context, in my opinion, yeah, absolutely, I'd love that.
Yeah, so I'm like trying to gauge for people like you actually for people who can like understand that it's just like some dumb joke. I mean, I it's not like I necessarily cleared up if it was like a joke or not. You just had to like understand that it's pretty outlandish for someone to to actually do that, I suppose.
Yeah, it's almost like you said, it's a screening or it's like a test in a way.
Yeah.
Like, are we compatible in this realm of friendship? I don't know.
Right. I guess I'll describe some of my red flags for friends, and then we can move on to like dating potential after that.
Sure.
Um, One example I can think of is I was friends with this person for 4 years, and we were pretty close. We had like gone out to events together, whatnot. So, and it was mostly like one on one time, but we also had like everyone else out there for us. Um, and I just got completely like ghosted after
Mm.
like some time. Like she found like a romantic partner for a little bit, and then in the interest of maintaining or like preserving the relationship she had with that person, she'd like drop me off completely. And it was just I don't know if that was actually the case though, because it didn't feel like that explanation to me didn't feel genuine. It's hard for me to believe that someone would just like drop the like years of friendship that they shared with someone else, and it was like pretty close too. So how do you just drop that off the face of the planet, like just because of you got with like a romantic partner, It's like I know for me, I would. There's never a case where I would use that as like an answer, as like an actual answer. I could be lying about it, but and actually I don't see myself lying about that.
Sorry, was this a friendship, or I guess it doesn't matter if
It
it was
was a
friendship or
friendship. It was
romantically
like
inclined. Okay, yeah.
purely friendship situation. So I just got like dropped. It was weird. It's like I don't know how you. Yeah, I don't know. It's like I have to.
It's
That like betrayed me so much that I need to develop like better screening processes for.
I
I
feel
mean, the
that.
red flag itself was like dropping me when I had like some expectation for like companionship with this person. It's not that I
Right.
was owed companionship, but I was at least owed like some dialogue as to what was happening. Because she didn't talk to me afterwards for a long time until like she broke up with the person and then admitted what it was, which makes it hard to believe, but that's the only thing I have to go off of. So
Gotcha. It's weird. Ghosting's a weird world, and I don't know the origin of it because, well, none of my friends do it, and I don't do it to people either. I think it's. I like that you brought up that it isn't that you're not owed anything, but at the same time, it's respectful to relay that information to
oh,
someone.
I will personally think I'm owed for, well, yeah, for the kind of relationship that we developed. I felt like I was owed some kind of response. I think like a kind of response is needed when I'm directly asking someone what's going on.
Gotcha. I think. Well, you said it was a friend too, right? Like she was a friend.
Yeah, yeah, we
Like it
were
was. Yeah.
very close for several years. And so
You
like
could
I
make an
never
argument.
experienced anything like that until that event, which is why I believed I was owed because I still gave her like the kind of respect as a friend without knowing what the actual intent behind it was. Like I was giving her the benefit of the doubt for that whole time until she came out with the statement that it was about preserving the integrity of the romantic interest she had.
Would you say you were blindsided by the ghosting? Like there
Depends
were
on
no
what you mean by
signs.
that. Like
Like
the
there were no
downside.
signs that you would think she would do that.
I think she just put on a face around me.
Oh, so maybe you after
I really
after
got
the fact she was fake to you.
yeah,
Then
like I really got no. She was so wholehearted like at the time. Like I don't know what would have changed. Like to this day I think she like back then I still believe that she was just a kind-hearted person. I don't know what the difference is now, but people change. It's just,
circumstances change. Yeah.
you know, would you expect me to completely like 180 and do that to like you guys?
No, not at all.
Like years in the future? It's like I don't know if that would be the case. Like maybe something tragic happens and you like at least know the line of how that all operated. But I th- I don't know. Yeah, just people are much different than I am. And I don't know how to red flag screen for that again. 'Cause
That's
that's just so
totally
weird.
fair.
It was like a
Yeah.
complete character change. Like I had no clue. So
Maybe it was tragedy, but I handle tragedy not by distancing myself from people. I maintain that level of closeness. I don't see any reason to, and maybe it's a lack of like almost common sense. Like you're not supposed to push people away after a significant life event. Because you need those people. You don't. No one wants to die alone, or I don't know. No, in too deep. Yeah, ghosting I think is a phenomenon, and it's mostly a modern phenomenon that no one can really fully explain. People have their reasons for doing it, but it's never like fully justified in a way. And uh, yeah, you can get blindsided by it. I don't know. Maybe it's just I'm not telling you to get tougher skin, but just now that it's happened to you, anything can happen at any time.
Of
And
course. Well, it's hard because it's like, do I force a tragic situation to happen to understand if that's the kind of capacity that they have? Like when you're trying to figure out what kind of capacity someone else has, it's like, I don't know. None of you guys expect me to just drop everyone, you
mhm.
know. But what if that happens in the next 2 years? It's like it's not something I predicted, and I doubt that anyone else could predict that about me. So
Right.
maybe that's just like a part of the growth.
Yeah, maybe it is because that person has changed so much over the 2 years that you knew them. In a way, you could say they changed for the worse, or suddenly changed for the worse and
I figure most
decided to
people
not give
just
you
go for
anything, right?
what's meaningful. Maybe I'm just not. I mean,
I mean, I can't relate. We can't relate to why ghosting is meaningful. So,
or rather, like dropping me was more meaningful than keeping me around.
or even saying something, apparently, right? I don't know. That's a red flag that indicates a
True.
lack of respect, also, not just a lack of
True.
communication.
Yeah. Yeah, I'll have to ponder on that one. All right, red flags for dating
Deep cut.
potential.
Oh boy, here we
Unless if it,
go.
well, I mean, we could backtrack. I don't know where you want to take that. I was good with
um,
my part
we can go for what you suggested.
for dating potential.
Communication, man. Communication's number one. If you're bad at communication, it's a red flag to
Oh,
me
you mean red
because
flags, like the common red flags list
no, but I also identify that as something that's personally valuable to me
for
in a
dating potential.
potential
I'm
relationship.
totally
Yeah,
missing
with
the point.
dating potential.
Okay, okay.
Yes.
I'm looking at the outline
Sorry.
and I was like, that's the second
We're
on the
jumping
list.
all over the outline. It's fine. Just let it happen. Um I don't know who said this, and I watched a video about it, but someone said that if you have the best communication in the world, you can theoretically get anywhere. And that's really true even if, say, you're dating someone and you both have great communication. If it doesn't work out, you're still communicating that almost immediately. And you're relaying your feelings, your thoughts to that particular person. Even if it ends with you guys separating, it's still valuable because you ended rather than if you had bad communication, what are you going to do? You're going to mull over that for months to come even though the
Suffer
relationship was
for
dead months ago.
yeah,
Yeah, exactly.
like suffer
So,
for an unnecessary amount of time. No one
exactly.
feels good about doing a suboptimal solution. Actually, it's
Yeah.
like it's probably the worst solution possible. So,
Mhm. That's my number one. If you're good at communication, it's a green flag. If you're bad at it, it's a red flag. And not just in dating potential, but in friendships as well. So, how about you?
is there a difference between dating potential and long-term relationship red flags?
I think of dating potential as oh god, this analogy is gonna sound so like shallow and one-dimensional, but it's kind of true. Dating potential is like your resume. and long-term relationships is like your quarterly reviews. I don't know if I fully agree with the long-term potential analogy, but the dating potential to resume is kind of I could see a similarity there.
Okay. Dating potential is only communication. Okay, would you
I
say
mean, not
that
only communication.
would you
I
say that
have a list.
everything that friends is it like every friend red flag is the same as dating potential red flags? What's the difference between the two for you?
Um, I'm actually leaning towards they're more similar than different.
Okay.
Um, I'm trying to think. Yeah, I would want my friends to be open-minded. I would also want my friends to be able to take a joke. That's a big one. Um, yeah, I don't know. If you can think of one, let me know, because I value them both to a
I mean,
similar
as a
degree.
representative of Toe Gang.
Okay, toes. Let's talk toes.
That's
Let's talk
it.
toes.
No,
That's it.
that's it.
They
That's
also
it.
have to be a representative of Toe Gang. Is that?
Honorary Toe Gang members.
What if they're a hands kind of person? Uh oh. Is that a red flag?
Oh, that's a red flag. We can't
That's a
match.
red flag. Oh
Yeah,
shit.
it's got to be Toe Gang.
Only toes. Toes are bust. Yeah, I can't think of something that would differ between the two.
I think there's more specific things to look out for. For okay, so in terms of the people like I've dated before, I've had people who something that really bothered me was I would travel like 30 minutes to like meet them, right? Actually, it's more than that. I would spend like 2.5 hours a week like going to meet up with them like during
Hmm.
the week. Um, and I wasn't reciprocated with them at the door when I was giving them notifications that I was going up to like their place, right? And I needed access into the building. But the
Oh, they need to
solution
buzz
that
you in. Oh shit.
yeah, the solution was they didn't open the door for me by the time I got to the building. They wanted me to go in with someone else who was entering the building and then walk up there and like
We're
walk
not
up to
gonna name any names, but I remember this story.
yeah. And for me that was just, I'm sure there's other people that they've had in the past where they didn't mind that. And maybe that's what like was convincing to her that it was like a normal thing to do.
Maybe it was normal. Yeah.
Yeah. So I'm not like I don't think it's unjustified. I took that so much as like a red flag because it was like I spent so much time getting here, getting to and back. Like and this is just it's not like necessarily out of the way, but it was kind of out of the way. Um and the best that was given was I wasn't even met at the door. Like they didn't take the time, the 2 minutes to walk down and then grab me and go back up. So,
Mm.
it's like I guess it's really those little instances. I mean, if I never had that experience, I wouldn't actually like identify it as like a red flag now. But yeah, I think you're still just building out your repertoire, or rather your list of red flags for in the different settings of where you want people to treat you. Say if that was like a friend, right? Maybe I would care less.
Right.
But as like someone I
Um.
was dating, it
Oh,
wasn't
interesting.
like it was less of a it was more of a red flag to me. Who knows? Maybe if it was friends, yeah, actually, you know what? If it was friends, I'd still probably be as peeved about it.
Do friends receive? I know you took back your original thought, but do friends receive a higher amount of tolerance than a dating partner
I think so.
does.
Because there's
Okay.
like less of an investment on my end for the other person. So it's like I don't mind short, like I don't know, like short cutting. What's it called? I don't mind cutting it short when it comes to like my investment with friends, but I think there's a level of investment that I want to keep up with someone else, especially when it's like at the expense of how I want to spend my time. And it's not like I want to spend my time differently, or rather, I don't want to spend time with that person. It's like I could be doing other things if it's suboptimal, you know?
Gotcha. I think you meant cutting corners, but
Yeah,
yeah.
cutting corners.
Um,
Words are hard.
does it also
Conspicuous.
depend on like how long you've known that friend, your tolerance level of them, or does that reach a certain threshold and then just stay there after a while? Like your close friends, say you know Jared more than me. Like,
I don't think
does
so.
that
I,
does
I
that
really don't
level?
think that's true.
Well, you've known Jared for longer, I should say.
I don't think that means I know him better, though. I think you know
Gotcha.
him better.
Interesting. Okay.
But to that point, I think in general I've like lost a lot of friends because I've become like intolerant of certain things.
Same.
Um, and so for the most part, I try to distance myself from those people. Either that, or I like. I mean, technology's been pretty helpful about muting people. So, no, there were times where we were playing games with certain people, and I just need to like I couldn't handle what they were saying, so I needed to like distance myself a little bit so I could like recoup myself to a point where I could be tolerant again. But I mean, part of that is just like, I'm a piece of shit, but the other part is like, nah, actually, no, it's completely like I'm just a piece of shit. I'm pretty intolerant when it comes to certain characters, and that list of intolerance or that realm of intolerance has been expanding. But
Gotcha.
but no, I think with friends, like I know most of my like the inner circle pretty well. And so I feel like my tolerance has expanded even if they do something that I might find intolerant with someone else. I'm fine with them doing it because they have it's like a inner privilege, inner friend
Free
privilege.
pat, hall pass.
Yeah, it's like I know the capacity in the various areas that you have and the various dimensions that you have. And
Hmm.
just because you want to pursue this specific action that may like piss me off doesn't mean that I can't respect you as a person for the other dimensions that you show competence in. So it's
Right.
just part of the character and part of the way that you want to part of the way that you want to spend your time. So or
And it's hard to get people to understand you. It's very hard to get people that close. So, uh, unless they do something almost outlandishly bad,
that's what
like
I
yo,
mean. That was my
help me dump the
situation.
body. Help me
Okay.
dump the body.
Uh Yeah, if any one of you guys like ask me if I can help hide a body, like no. I know the intelligence capacity of everyone out there in the world. We're fucking doomed. That's all I can say.
Jared would ask.
You know what? I believe that.
I might help him out of pity. I'm just giving Jared shit so that he can actually come on here and talk, rather than 22 episodes in. He's every time he said, "Oh yeah, I want to come on. I'll come on." He just
You know,
hasn't.
I think he's voiced that sentiment to you more than me. I
Oh,
don't hear
interesting.
him. Yeah. Well, it's not
I
like I
think I edge
ask
him on more
either.
though.
Yeah. Like I don't ask anyone else to be on here. Like it's up to like if you guys want to be here, you guys want to be here. It's
Right.
not my business. I mean, what would help is if you guys like helped create the content. That's kind of nice. So it's not just me every week. But
Alone in my own thoughts.
yeah, I don't know. Eventually, all the listeners are gonna think that I'm the craziest person alive because like that's the environment that I'm putting myself in. I'm
It's
just
sort of
in
just
my
a
own head.
monologue at that point. Yeah.
Yeah, it's like day 69. I'm dying in here. This prison cell. It's holding me. It's my mind.
Toenails are falling out my
Okay.
asshole. I can't. I
Well.
can taste the stench in the air.
Oh, gross.
My
Gross.
lizard form
Oh my.
is evolving. What is skin? All I see are scales. Oh god. Um. Ooh, we can do a spicy one
All right.
that I'm not sure is on this. Is it on this list? Do you exude any red flags, or things that you might deem to be a red flag for a, you know, either a friend, dating potential partner, even someone in your network? If you want me to start, I can start.
Yeah, go for it.
Insecurity is a big one. I don't think I am secure enough in my own abilities to receive the full benefits of a loving friendship or relationship. And that in part is due to me not being able to take and absorb either positive criticism or even negative criticism sometimes. Um, but sometimes it'll get to me, and sometimes I'll be like, am I really worthy of the friends I have, the people in my life, you know? So I think Jared has told me that it's not 100% a red flag, but I think it's definitely leaning in that direction for sure.
The red flags about yourself? Or
Yeah,
red flag? Okay.
I think sometimes I can be irritable, which is on your list here, but not too much to where it's debilitating.
I think I'm pretty irritable when it comes to many people, but some people never see that, and I think those are the people that I like keep around. I think I don't keep around people who would piss me off because I would actually start showing red flags to them, and in
Ooh.
ways that I wouldn't be proud of myself if I did that. So, I think I'm like also like part of my screening process is who do I know I can tolerate and who do I know that I could destroy if they ever piss me off so much that I wanted to go after them. So I try to there's like a protection layer for the other people out there too. It's like I mean
The
some people
screening
see
is
that.
mutual.
Well, I
Yeah.
mean you could either word it that way or you could say it's like an insecurity, like I'm too insecure to like I'm putting it on like them, I'm protecting them, but perhaps I'm actually like too afraid to go after them. And I don't think that's the case, but it's the flip side of that perspective. It's like, why am I staying away from these people? Is it because like I know I have the destructive capacity to negatively impact their lives in a way that I wouldn't be proud of myself if I did that, or is it like I'm too afraid to go up to them because they have
Mm.
like such a different life from me, and all I feel is envy towards them, you know.
Do you ever feel like you at some point want to be more tolerant, or
100%. I
yeah?
think like
Okay.
part of the growing up trajectory that I see for myself is being more tolerant towards people who aren't me. And I think part of my condition for I think I'd really become an adult after I do that. Because I think
Gotcha.
the responsibilities that I'll take up after making that change will form me into the like character that I want to be in the future. And then you
Right.
ask what's stopping you now from doing that. I guess I don't want to take the responsibility. I guess that makes me like immature.
That's fair to an extent, only because I can understand the insecurity slash fear of lowering your threshold of who gets to become a close friend and who gets to become a casual friend. I mean, you could maintain your level of importance for someone to become a close friend while still becoming more tolerant of people that have the potential to be a casual friend. Because I don't hear you talk about a lot of casual friends, so maybe that is something that you could see happening in the future.
100%. Yeah, I don't think. I mean, it's either everyone's like a past acquaintance, and we talk like offhand, like I don't know, like once a year or once every 2 years.
Mm-hmm.
Like there was a group of individuals from like high school that reached out, and like I met up with them virtually and said what up. I think this was last year. Jared was invited too, and
Okay.
you know we just sat and called for like 2 hours. But
Just
that
catching
that
up.
was like the only like that's kind of like the casual friendship that I imagine. It's like
Mm-hmm.
we just meet up whenever we want to meet up, and that interval of when we want to is like every 2 years or every year. So, but it's not like I talk about them all the time because I mean the investment in that kind of relationship is so small, anyways, that it's like not so much on my mind. It's nice to hear from them every once in a while, but it's not a prevalent thing within my life. So yeah, I don't know. Maybe casual friends just aren't my thing.
I'm inclined to agree.
It's less
Sometimes it's nice,
meaningful.
but like, yeah, it's like sometimes I wish I could throw a big party, but that's like once every 2 years. So, is it worth it to just not have a big party every 2 years and just kick back with the friends that matter?
Yeah,
You
that's
know?
actually I do want to point that out because there are some people out there who hold like big parties. Like I don't know. I think weddings were like a huge thing over the past couple
Ooh,
years for our
for our
for our
yup.
cohort of high
Oh my
school
god.
students. And oh my god, it's like they're inviting I don't know 30 of their high school friends and like college friends. It's like man, if I ever had a wedding, there's only like 7 people going from my place, you know? It's like how do these people conjure up 30 people, like 40, 50 people? They had to even draw back on the list, you know? They had to be exclusive about who could make it there. Me, I am trying to find people to go. So, it's like maybe having the network is better, but at the expense of you don't have the meaningful. I mean, maybe those are meaningful to you, but you don't have the more in depth relationships with some of those friends. Or
Of
maybe
the
that doesn't
seven
matter.
people, only like five are your groomsmen. So who's gonna feel left out? Oh, that's fair.
7 was an overshot, by the way. I'm pretty sure there's only
Oh dang.
pretty sure there's
Hey, if
only
it's five, then it's easy clap. Everyone you invite are gonna be your groomsmen.
true.
There you go. um, I was gonna say, do you know if people are planning our 10-year reunion? And would you go?
The answer is no for
Ooh.
me.
If me and Jared went, would you go? I know Jared
Probably
probably wouldn't.
not. I know other people would be guilt tripped. Well, it's not like guilt trip, but like social pressured into doing that if like some of their close friends are going. For me, it's like I have no reason to be there. I think I'm too intolerant at this moment to say, well, okay, yeah, I'm pretty intolerant as of right now. So as of right now, I'm saying no. If I
In
if I
four
like,
years, though.
okay, if I ever become tolerant, I want to start seeing people again. I'll
If
go say
ever.
hi. I I mean, there's a couple people I would want to see, like Kenny. Kenny
I'd
would
love to
definitely
see
be,
Kenny.
yeah.
Kenny's a good time.
Keep forgetting. I can't be saying last names. I'm pretty sure I said
Oh,
Peter's
yeah.
last name. Well, I mean, it's not like it really matters at this point in time. But
Exposed.
yeah, eventually we might need to delete this one in the future if things.
Or just censor it.
Yeah.
There are a few people I would want to see there that I'm not like always seeing, but also aren't like close friends as well, because distance and communication resources and whatnot. But I would go. Y'all don't leave me alone.
What, you want to go back for those
I would
specific
go.
people?
Yeah, just to say hi. Like, we don't have to hang out.
I mean, who is planning
We-
to hang out though?
I don't know who's planning to hang out.
I mean, who from the high school do you imagine would like plan to hang out? I feel like everyone there is just like,
From our old clique?
yeah. I feel like the vibe everyone would be going to a 10-year reunion would be like, I'm here to make sure nobody's a billionaire, and if they are, I'm like, I want to shake their hand, but then that's it. It's like gauging the room. Like it's like everyone's in the spot for you to understand how far people have come or how little people have gotten to.
Spencer, you could network here. That's what I'm
All
trying
right,
to
listen.
say.
Who would I network with?
Add me on LinkedIn. I don't know.
Oh,
There's
man.
some smarties that went to NASA that I know that I'm not going to say names, but that yeah.
I mean,
We had
those are
some
the
smart. We
those
had
are the
10
people in
valedictorians.
my
What do you
network.
want? We had 10 valedictorians. They're all probably doing really well.
All right, listen. I don't have respect for people who put in that kind of effort because
The other me,
that's me being envious.
who didn't deserve it.
I didn't deserve it. Fuck. Yeah, those
You
guys
didn't
were
deserve
smart.
it. What?
What?
There was one person I can think of that didn't deserve it, but the rest did a good job.
Yeah, I know. I know the rest of them put in
You know
the
what I'm
effort.
talking about. Yeah.
I was just saying. I was like, I have no respect for these people. I'm just envious of how much work they put into it.
You just jelly.
I'm really just jelly. They all did like honor society and stuff, so they put in like the extra hours elsewhere. I mean, I had my sports I was doing, so not to use
mean,
that as an excuse. I mean, I was still like a
Oh.
dumbass piece of shit like in high school. I mean, I'm definitely way smarter now than when I was in the past. Yeah, like I was actually such a dumbass in high school. It was kind of stupid. Especially when it came to like history and writing. It's like those were so
Let's
meaningless
just say
to
you
me.
grew a lot. You grew a lot. It's fine.
Okay.
You're where
I
you're
don't
at
know
now.
how
I
much
remember.
you-
I remember who you sat with at A Push. It's not. There's no reason for you to sit by them, but you were still there.
Yeah, it's pretty.
Maybe they
dumb.
rubbed off on you. I don't know.
No, I'm pretty sure I was. My ego was so high up there junior year. It's like junior year is supposed to be the year where you have like so many AP classes available to you, like so much more so than like any other year, right?
Right.
Well, I guess senior year you had like AP classes as well.
Good.
Yeah, you had
Good
like
number.
three or four. The kinds of. Yeah.
Oh, I can think
You
of
could
at
do,
least two. If you really want to go three, then
No, I
3 or
know
4, then
four.
have
I know
fun.
4.
I just know English was not worth my time taking AP
Right?
because it just didn't transfer over, and it was just harder.
You know what my ego said though? Fucking take it.
Fuck it.
You hate reading and
You
writing.
were such a Chad
you
in
hate
high school.
history.
Holy shit! I'm now realizing.
Was I a Chad?
Just do it.
Like a Chad in what dimension? Like Chad
Do
from,
you want me
Chad
to,
from the
like,
sports team?
expand?
Like, yeah,
You
look at my
talked like it
swimming
a
skills.
little bit.
Oh man.
You used to talk like that a little bit. Do you remember the fucking ice bucket challenge?
Oh yeah.
Oh no,
Yeah,
but
I
you
did.
dove in the lake.
Yeah. I should share
You like,
that.
my name's Spencer. Welcome to the fucking ice bucket challenge, bro.
Yo, welcome to the
Let's
crib,
fucking
dog.
get it.
We're
And
at
then
the
you dive in
lake.
and you're like, oh shit, that shit's cold as fuck. And then I cut the video. That was Chad as fuck.
Okay, yeah, that was pretty chat as fuck. I'm proud of that moment. That was all like on the fly improv
It
and
was a clean
shit.
dive. It was
Yeah,
a
it
clean
was
dive.
the content creation was top tier.
I want to
Let's
know
just
if I
say
still
that.
have that video.
It's
But
on
yes.
Facebook somewhere.
I deleted my Facebook. That's the problem.
Oh,
Oh, wait, no, you posted it, right?
I think I did. I probably did. Yeah.
I'll have to go back in the archives one day and see.
Yeah, I'll have to spread that around.
You
That
were
was a
low key a
great
Chad.
video. I'm super proud of that. Super proud of that. Dude,
Maybe he's still a Chad. I don't know.
decent flip.
Wait, did you flip?
Yeah, I did.
What?
I said, I really don't want to do this, but whatever. And then I did a jump flip into it and like dive in, but
Be crazy.
that's some cold water. Bring it.
And you made like a funny face. I don't know.
Yeah.
It was good.
And my hair wet looks like ass. I'm gonna be honest.
Okay.
Even though I'm like, you know, I swam my whole life. I looked ass every time I got out of the pool. Yeah. I just look like a big baby. But I mean, who doesn't?
Just like a little tuft at the top.
Yeah.
Yeah, I don't have the video. So it's
It's on me.
You have it.
It's on me.
Wow.
Okay, that was a complete,
180.
tangent.
Red flags if you're
Red
a Chad.
flag. Red flags. Is being a Chad a red flag? Would a Chad go to a football game and stand on the side instead of being with the students in the stands? That's what I did one time.
Oh God.
No, I was so disgusted. I'm easily disgusted actually, but no, I was so disgusted with the crowd. I didn't want to be associated with that, so I just
Oh,
walked down
really?
to the side of the field.
I thought you had a good time at the football games. Damn.
Sometimes, yeah, like if I had the friends around, but like nobody, none of my friends were there when I went that one time, so I was just like, no, I don't want to be standing with people who are like cheering on shit that they have no clue what they're talking about. It's not like I know what I'm talking about either, but at
True.
least I have the individual integrity to say I don't fucking know what I'm doing, so I'm not gonna like do shit that everyone else is doing. If there's like,
Where the fuck I am.
where the fuck I am, 100%.
My God. I never went to one, so I wouldn't know.
What? You never?
Yeah, I never went to one. No one ever asked me to.
Bruh, I needed to ask you. Holy shit! I asked several people. I'd be like, yeah, you know what? Can I take you to the football game? And they're just like, no,
Ma'am.
you dumbass. I was like, oh shit.
Who is this guy? What?
Who is it? What kind of person asks someone to the football game? What? I was asking the
That's
wrong
when you
people.
ask them to homecoming. Ba-bam.
Homecoming.
1-2 punch.
How was your homecoming?
I never went to homecoming.
Oh my god.
Maybe that's why I had a bad time at prom. I'm like, how do I act at a school dance? What
Did
is
you
this
actually
like?
go?
To prom?
Yeah, there was a group who did.
Yeah.
Okay.
Did you?
Yeah,
No.
I did. I went
You
to
did?
prom and I chose the wrong girl. What can I say?
Who'd you go with?
I mean, I went with like a a swimming acquaintance. So it's like 2 years younger. You wouldn't know who they were, but
You went to their prom?
no, it was for our prom. We went to actually every dance that I went to was either with my high school sweetheart or with like a swimming acquaintance.
Spencer's that guy at the prom. Oh yeah, I'm dating this girl from another school. You wouldn't know her.
I was actually that guy though. Like every person that I was with like someone from a different school because it was all just swimming connections. So,
Gotcha. Do you know a lot of Inglemore people then?
yeah, I did.
Okay. Yeah,
I
you were one of those.
I knew enough. Yeah.
I'm Spencer. I'm a Chad, and I'm popular.
Actually,
Yeah.
no, I got invited to one of the proms for that, and Inglemore's prom was cracked. I gotta admit.
I heard. I heard it was way better. Our prom sucked.
Oh, I didn't go to the year that we had it. We
That's what
went
I thought.
to.
Yeah.
I went the year before to Inglemore's prom. That one was a fun time. I was a junior.
So your junior year. Okay, yeah.
Yeah. We went to
Interesting.
the. It's the music place, the music museum in
Oh,
Seattle. I forget what that's
what
called.
is it called?
It's like EFD. It's not like EFD, but it started with an E.
Oh no.
That's fine. Whatever.
Was it Mopop?
No.
I don't know the music one. There's a science one. Well, Mopop has the music, like
I
the
think
Jimi
it
Hendrix and the Nirvana exhibit.
I don't know if that's the same one.
It is. Is it not in the Mopop?
I don't think so. It
Oh.
was like a short acronym, like E something something.
Oh. Yeah, I don't know. But that sounds like way more fun than. Did you even know at all what our year
EMP
did?
was it?
EMP.
Yeah, EMP. Experience Music Project.
Electromagnetic pulse.
Sorry, what was that question?
Did you know at all what our year was? It is
It was
Mopop
just
now. It used to be called
yeah.
EMP. Now it's Mopop. Yeah, because it's not all music. Yeah.
Yeah, our year we did. It's just like some venue, like on the docks.
Yeah. But like we weren't allowed to like
Leave.
go outside or explore more of the like building.
Yeah.
We were confined to like a certain space.
That was so ass. Oh my god.
That,
Dude, the
who's
EMP,
our president? Who planned that shit?
I don't know.
I want to throw hands. I did not have a good time, and the venue was not interesting. I'm not a very social person too, so.
In comparison to the EMP, it was like super small. I want to say the EMP
Yeah.
had like triple the space and had like different places that you could go within it. So like people were singing karaoke on the second floor. There was dancing on the first
Why didn't we have
floor.
karaoke? What the fuck?
Actually, like that was probably the best. I couldn't have asked for a better prom experience. Like I know there was the aquarium, you know, there was
Right.
like the aquarium venue that was rotated around between the different schools. But I don't think I would have enjoyed that. I probably would have enjoyed like the EMP more.
But at least I can like in the aquarium I can look at the fish and not
That's
talk
true.
to
Like
anybody.
that one would have been better than the one that we got. The fucking stupid ass like small confinement space building. Yeah.
Wait, so did you go to Inglemore's before us at Woodinville, or did you go to Woodinville's your junior year, or did
No,
you go
I
to
didn't go to
Inglemore's prom?
Winville's junior year. I just went to
Oh,
Inglemore's
okay.
junior year.
Because I know one of Woodinville's was the aquarium also,
Ooh, yeah.
and then
I know
another one was the science museum. I think it was the year after us. Was the science museum?
Oh, that
I
would
heard
have been
that was
better
fun.
than. Yeah, whoever chose ours for that year was like
who was in charge? I want to know.
dumbass. You only get one prom. I mean, everyone's like guaranteed one prom.
Right.
But like.
But like, make it memorable.
Yeah.
Don't. I mean, it was so bad it was memorable in a way.
True.
So,
I mean, the only thing nice about that, I mean, the aquarium's right next to it, anyways. So, could have just done the aquarium. But I mean, the thing that I was about to point out was there was a Ferris wheel. There's a Ferris wheel on the docks in Seattle.
oh yeah.
And a lot of people walked over to that after the event. And
For your thing?
yeah, I don't
Okay.
know. Oh, not for my thing, for
Oh.
the Winville one.
Oh.
So that was like a half a mile walk over. I didn't do it.
All of my close friends got invited to a like
Sick
mutual
after
friend
party.
disconnected friend thing. So I just wasn't invited to their group. And I give Jared shit for this all fucking day. And Calvin. I give, I give them all shit because they didn't invite me. I was just that extra that no one wanted, so I made my own
What?
stag squad. It's okay. I went with Kenny, and Kenny's a good time.
Okay,
So,
Kenny is a good time.
but yeah, it feels kind of bad, man. Any red flags in your in your date? You
Okay,
went
yeah,
with
I will say the I feel like such an asshole. Like I
do
was
it, do
pretty.
it.
I was okay. I'll explain my
Expose
situation
them.
for junior year, and then I'll. Yeah. Um,
We can end on this.
I was pretty innocent
Okay.
as like a high school student. Like you get like your horny boy syndrome, like when you're in high school. For
Hmm.
me, that just wasn't like mine was so toned down because I mean, going back to the toe gang thing, I mean, I've kind of known about the foot fetish since I was like 12. So, and
Oh damn, that's
I'm,
early.
well,
Wow.
yeah,
Okay.
I'm like exposed to feet all the time. Like my sister's gymnastics, not like, I mean, gymnast feet are pretty ugly. I'm just gonna say, um,
Right.
and then being a swimmer, so like the exposure's all there. So being able to like maintain that, the exposure leads to better control. And so I feel like I was
Mm.
very equipped to handle like my interest. Whereas in
Toe no
comparison to
make
like
my
other
pee pee
people,
hard. Got you.
what? Oh my. Anyways, um,
I'm sorry.
I didn't have like the exposure. Okay, a lot of people tried to go beyond what they like the whatever interest they had with like the conventional sexual interest. They tried to pursue it further. For me, I was like stuck at that point because I had a great way to maintain what I was doing. So my innocence pretty much preserved most through high school. I was very shocked when I got to homecoming senior year for Woodinville. It was on the boat. Like there was like 80 people attending like a boat.
Oh.
I got invited, which was like all right. I definitely didn't deserve to be there because everyone was grinding on the
Oh.
boat.
She.
So thank God you didn't get there because that was like, thank God a lot of people didn't have to be there because that was disgusting. But that was the kind of interest they people like that were looking for.
Hey, teach, come in, stop that shit.
Okay, listen. Why are we bringing up a teacher?
You're supposed to start. I don't know.
What?
There's facilitators, man. Come on, chaperones. Where you at?
Yeah, those were parents. Ugh.
Yeah. So the parents were just watching their teenage kids say no. Okay.
that's. I
That's
mean, I
fine.
don't know what else to
That's
say. That's
okay.
pretty much. That is pretty much. I mean, there was drinking that people were doing like before the boat. People were
Oh, of
throwing
course.
up over the boat. People were grinding on the boat, sitting on each other on the boat. Pretty much
Oh,
having sex on the boat. I'm on a
yikes.
boat, motherfucker. Don't you ever
Don't you
forget.
ever forget.
So, now that was a bad one, but
Oh.
yeah, that was like my first exposure to like pretty much an orgy. I don't know what else to say.
What the
I
fuck?
was I was
Wooden
pretty,
feels wild.
yeah, I don't know what else.
What the...
I mean, maybe I'm like blowing that up out of proportion, but I had to apologize to my date so many times because that I was not expecting that. I was like, "Cool, this is a boat. It's gonna be like a great time, great
Were
venue."
they? Was your date from
No,
Woodinville? No,
different
I'm
school.
assuming, right?
Yeah,
Yeah, I wouldn't
different
know her.
school. Yeah, I was super innocent then, um, and
So was
yeah,
she also disturbed then
I don't think so. I think she
by
was
the
more. She was much more
overt?
popular than I am.
Uh,
Much more popular. Anyways, the reason why I'm bringing that up is because the junior year prom that I went to, um, I think a lot of the people in the group that I was with were trying to like do something after prom.
okay.
I used the excuse of a swim meet to get out of the after event. So my date, I think was pretty upset because everyone else was experiencing stuff.
Oh,
We had a
okay,
great
got
time
you.
at the event, but the after event wasn't meant to be. I didn't
Did
even
your
see
date
her that
just want
way.
you to be around, or
I don't actually know.
was she expecting something more?
I never
Either
cleared
way,
that
that
up.
that kind of just sucks.
Never
But
cleared that up. Yeah, but like I definitely didn't do her the favor of sticking around for that. I just kind of
wink.
dipped. I was like, I'm using this excuse as a way out. But I mean, it's not like it was a lie, but you know.
Right. You weren't feeling it for sure.
Well, it's not like I didn't even know what was coming because I was innocent.
Oh, looking back now, you
Yeah, yeah,
understand that
I had
it
no
was likely
clue. I
headed in
think
that
everyone
direction.
else in the group were interested in doing things, and I was so oblivious to the capacity that other people had sexually that I was just, I totally turned someone else down. So red flag wise, people should have been looking out for that for me. But and maybe they knew to some degree what they were getting into. It's not like I showed that kind of interest with other people.
I mean, you asked them, right, to homecoming?
For homecoming, yeah. For
Yeah.
prom, I was asked. Ingermore prom, I was asked.
At a swim meet? Was this
No,
also a swim group?
actually,
Oh,
she messaged me asking me to prom, like on Facebook.
just like a quick DM.
Yeah.
How informal, but women being straightforward, that's a green flag.
Is it?
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah, I think it's great.
If you know what you want, man, go after it.
I believe so.
And that go-getter mentality is a green flag for sure.
Yeah, I
Unless
like
they're
people like
crazy,
that.
then you flip it. But
True.
all right,
We might
cool,
call
man.
that.
Thank you for sharing. Yeah, you could totally cut that out of the video if you want to.
I don't know. It's good. Yeah, I guess we should call it here, right? I mean, I don't know
Yeah,
if you want to talk about like the institutional red flags that are in place. I don't know if you necessarily knew what I meant by that either.
I knew what you meant. I think we could save that for another day though, for sure.
Okay. Yeah, I wouldn't want to keep this going for too long. We did also like tangent in so many ways.
Tangent hard, like
Oh,
after like 45 minutes in. Yeah.
right. What a time.
You never really talked to me about your prom and homecoming experiences. That's why I was invested though.
I feel like I have. Have I not?
No.
I feel like I've shared that a couple times with people.
Maybe with Jared.
I don't. Jared and I Jared and I don't actually talk a whole lot. We're
It's mostly
together a
gaming.
lot. Yeah, it's mostly gaming.
I feel that.
But he conducts most of the conversational portions when it comes to like individual stuff. Like I ask him every once in a while, but it's mostly him